You want a job and we want an assistant that will help us in our own work. This video will provide the expectations that we have for assistants in order to make us both happy by covering the general information about what being a circulation assistant entails. Your basic job expectations detail how you are expected to conduct yourself in the workplace. You are expected to be here on time when your shift begins. Repeated lateness will be documented, and 3 days late constitute one absence. As you remember from the Getting Paid video, absences will be documented, and those with repeated unexcused absences will receive poor evaluations and possible termination. Once you have completed your training, you will be expected to complete your assigned job duties without being told by the circulation desk supervisor. You are still expected to inform the circulation desk supervisor what you are working on so that they may monitor your progress. If you finish your tasks, find something else to work on. There is always something to do. If you are unsure what to work on, check with the circulation desk supervisor. However, if you see something that needs to be done, let the circulation desk supervisor know and then do it. Attitudes are contagious. If you have a positive attitude, chances are so will your fellow assistants and your supervisors. If someone is having a bad day, your positive attitude can help turn it around, and it will definitely make the library a more pleasant place to work for everyone. You are responsible for knowing what the policies and procedures are for both the library and circulation services, as well as those pertaining to library assistants. Demonstrate your maturity and ability to work independently by following these policies and procedures without having to be reminded by staff. Infractions will be documented and can lead to possible termination. The main function of the library is to provide service for its customers, also called patrons. Good customer service is one of the most important aspects of working for circulation services. Being available, being pleasant, greeting people as they come in, communicating positively, and providing timely and accurate service are all part of treating customers as you would like to be treated when you are the customer. Communication is the key to working with any person or group of people. It is important to have good communication with our patrons, your co-workers, and your supervisors. Blackboard will serve as our main means of communication and should be checked regularly. But it is also important to talk with people while you are working to find out if something has come up at the last minute and to keep your supervisor informed as to what you are working on so that they can properly evaluate your work. You should let the circulation desk supervisor know whenever you begin or complete a task, and also to inform them if you must leave the access services area to perform a particular job assignment so that they know where to find you if it becomes necessary. Patron privacy is one of our utmost concerns, as our internal library system and its database house personal information. It is never acceptable to give out any information about any person, whether patron, assistant, or staff, to any other person without the express written consent of the individual involved. Not only is it illegal in most cases, but it also demonstrates very poor manners. Any request for personal information by anyone other than the individual should be referred to library staff. Dissemination of personal information to anyone other than the individual is grounds for immediate termination. Outside of specifically assigned tasks which may require personal information, library assistants should not access patron record information. Remember that this is a job and not a club or the beach or hanging out with your friends. You should dress accordingly. Refer to the Circulation Assistant Manual for a detailed list of items, but if your clothing is too revealing or not safe for the workplace, you will be sent home and asked to change. We understand that from time to time, people you know may come into the library while you are working and may have something to say to you. If the interaction will take less than a minute, just saying hi, passing off some class notes, etc., then it is acceptable during work hours. Interactions that involve conversation taking longer than 1 minute should be handled outside of work hours. Computers are for library-related work only. Social networking, such as Facebook, MySpace, etc., chat, homework, email, and general web surfing are not appropriate during work time. These activities will not be tolerated and will be dealt with strictly. Do not expect to be able to use the library computers for personal work, or you can expect to be quickly out of work. Personal telephone calls should be handled on your own time and not during work hours. Your cell phone should not be carried with you in the library while you are working, but should be left with the rest of your personal belongings at the circulation assistant area. If a true emergency occurs, we will accept the call at the circulation desk and notify you. All other callers will be told to contact you after working hours. This policy applies to texting as well as actual telephone calls. When you come to work, please place all your personal belongings in the cabinet beneath the circulation assistant area. They should not be carried with you during work, as they will distract you from the tasks you should be performing. This area is behind the circulation desk and is monitored by staff, so your personal property is safe from theft or tampering. Assistants may only use the back entrance of the library when checking the book drop. You should not use this entrance when reporting to or leaving work, even if a staff person is using the entrance at that time. Always use the front door. While we want you to get along with your fellow employees and staff, fraternization is prohibited. Please keep activities with friends outside of the workplace. Office supplies, photocopiers, the fax machine, etc. are for work-related tasks only. Taking or using these state-owned resources for personal use is considered stealing. If you need to use the photocopier or fax or other supplies for personal reasons, you must do so as a patron when you are off the clock. You are encouraged to borrow library materials for personal use, both print and media materials. However, you should browse and check out these materials while you are off the clock. Using work time to pick out movies for the weekend or find materials for your upcoming paper is unacceptable. It is your responsibility to know what you should be working on each day, but it is always okay to ask staff if you are unsure. You should always be on task. Always inform the circulation desk supervisor what task you are working on and where you will be working on it at any given time. Check Blackboard each day that you work to see if any announcements or priority jobs have been posted before beginning your regularly scheduled work assignment for that shift. After checking Blackboard, you should then check each of the book drops before beginning any other task. Every assistant is assigned time for stack maintenance activities, including shelving, inventory, and general maintenance. These activities are described in detail in Level 3. For each day that you work, check the schedule to see which activity or activities you are assigned to work that day. Assistants working for a year are eligible to be trained for the circulation desk and document delivery duties, for which a separate schedule is maintained. Going over the circulation assistant to-do list is one of the activities in this training level. You should be familiar with all of the items listed, as you could be called upon them to perform these duties at any time. Any time that you are not working on one of your regularly scheduled job duties, you should pick items from this list to work on. There is always something to do. When in doubt, ask the circulation desk supervisor for guidance as to what to work on next. You should never be idle. If anyone is caught off task, the incident will be documented and could possibly lead to termination. You are adults and we are here to supervise you, not babysit you. Keep yourself busy while keeping your circulation desk supervisor informed of what you are working on. Evaluations take place at the end of each academic semester. All Access Services staff perform an evaluation on each assistant that they have worked with the Access Services reference librarian combines into a single performance review to discuss with each assistant. Access Services staff rate each assistant on the expectations discussed in this video and deduct points for inappropriate work behaviors. Assistants scoring high evaluations will be asked to return to the library, while assistants scoring low evaluations will not be rehired. Infractions of policies and procedures will be documented. You will receive a reminder the first time, a verbal warning the second time, and a written warning on the third infraction. After a written warning, you will be required to meet with the Access Services reference librarian before returning to work. Any further infractions will result in termination. Of course, some actions will result in immediate termination, such as falsifying your timesheets, stealing, coming to work intoxicated, and other serious infractions. Of course, we hope that we never have to take these steps with any assistant, so please do your best to avoid varying from your job expectations. Never hesitate to ask questions. It is highly encouraged.